All right, hi everyone. My name is Kriztian Luna Corona. I'm an education specialist at the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District. And today I'll be talking about public perceptions of mosquito control and SIT on a budget. So as Tristan mentioned earlier, we launched our SGV Mosquito Match last year. And this name, logo, and branding was a product of surveying the community for the most effective way to introduce the program and maximize support amongst the community. So for years, our team has understood that images like these can be perceived as to the public as a welcome solution or a potential threat to community health. So as a communications department, it's our role to really understand the perceptions and the nuances of this to support our district mission through effective messaging and education. And this is especially important as we prepare for a Prop 218 vote. So we conducted 2 surveys to help us understand resident perceptions, and today I'm going to give you some information on how we gathered the data and what it reveals about community perception, as well as on SIT and mosquito control. And for a deeper look at the data, you can scan the QR code at the end of my presentation. So our first survey, the SIT Attitude Survey, was conducted in November 2023 through August 2025. And this was an 11-question English-only SurveyMonkey survey that was offered at local events to the general public. And participants received a repellent bottle once they completed the survey. So using tablets and QR codes at outreach events, we were able to collect 131 responses. So let's see the results. So first, mosquitoes are clearly a concern to residents. 74% of participants cited annoyance from bites as a concern, and 20% were concerned about disease transmission. When asked if they had ever contacted Vector Control for services, 11% said yes, and 81% said no. So emphasizing that our district brand recognition could definitely improve. Regarding awareness of SIT techniques, GMO, irradiated, or Wolbachia, 65% had not heard of any technique, so signaling a clear opportunity for education. And in terms of financially investing in SIT, 47% felt that they lacked enough information to decide whether they would want to fund a program like this. And 26% supported a $1 to $10 annual investment, 10% supported an $11 to $20 annual investment, and 10% supported an $11 to $20 investment, and 17% felt no investment was needed. So this suggests that information gaps, not cost, are the primary barrier to support, and clear communication around our purpose, outcomes, and values could significantly shift support in our favor. Our second survey, SIT in the SGV, targets residents within or near our SGV mosquito match area to assess resident sentiment over time. So the pre-assessment was conducted in September and October, and those results are shared here. And the same survey is going to be used during our mid-program and at the completion of our 16-week mosquito match rollout. So this 28-question SurveyMonkey survey was adapted from existing SIT studies, including the Greater LA CAP study, Sanchez-Gonzalez et al., and a CDC study. And it was offered in English and Spanish to reflect the area's significant Latino population. So in June, as we were preparing our door-to-door surveys and community events, local attention was focused on ICE raids. The Instagram post here mentions an ICE stop on a busy corner within our SGV mosquito match treatment area. So as fear towards government agencies exponentially increased, we recognized that residents were not going to open their doors to us. So as a result, we pivoted our initial survey push to door hangers, mailers, and digital survey distribution. This survey covered mosquito activity, familiarity with our district, knowledge on mosquitoes, perceptions of SIT, financial support, and demographics. So once the LA ice raids had settled a bit in September, we hosted and attended in-person events, and participants scanned this quarter sheet to complete the survey, and in return received a tote bag with educational materials, a fan, and some repellent. So we collected 95 responses, 67 in English and 28 in Spanish. And in-person events yielded much higher response rates, likely driven by our enticing repellent bottles and Trader Joe's rivaling totes. The local senior center had the most attendees, so it yielded the most responses. Participants spanned a large age range, with the largest group being 65 and older, and leaning heavily female, representing 67% of all participants. And education levels range from less than high school to doctorate degrees, with the most common being some college. And when we asked how they would describe the mosquito presence in their neighborhood, 67% reported very high activity with frequent bites, aligning with our consistently high Aedes aegypti abundance. When asked what concerns them most about mosquitoes, 48% cited annoyance and biting pressure, 29% disease risk, and followed by 19% quality of life. Residents in the area showed higher awareness towards our district at 33% compared to the attitude survey at 11%, and that's likely due to the increased mosquito activity in the area and having more engagement with our district. And so this further highlights an opportunity to strengthen our district brand recognition and goodwill. So to the follow-up question, how concerned are you about mosquito-borne disease in the area? 73% are extremely concerned or very concerned. 20% were somewhat concerned, and 7% said either slightly or not concerned. So now to SIT. So when asked how important it is for vector control agencies to invest in new methods like SIT, 63% said it was very important, 28% said somewhat important, and only 7% selecting not important. And support for Wolbachia was strong. So 70% were supported, mosquito annoyance at 30%, disease risk at 25%, potential program success at 11%, and outdoor enjoyment at 7%. And among those that opposed financially funding the program, 45% cited affordability, and 23% felt it should be addressed by private pest control. Good luck with that. Other options selected were opposition to additional taxes, property access concerns, and privacy concerns. So what was not selected for this question is also very telling. So no participant selected mosquitoes don't bother me, or I don't think the program would be successful. So really reinforcing the need for the program and showing that trust in the district and the program itself is not in question. So what did this cost us? The total for our SIT in the SGV survey was $2,817, with repellent bottles as our largest expense. So by remaining flexible and using creative and cost-effective strategies, we were able to really gather valuable insights that will directly inform our messaging around this program. So now for some key takeaways. Survey results show a clear opportunity to increase district and SIT awareness while addressing top resident concerns and key information gaps. Mosquito-borne disease and bite reduction are the strongest drivers for SIT, with a strong interest in these innovative methods, but a limited willingness to fund them. So sharing the district's or the program's value and outcomes is going to be critical to garnering and maintaining program support. And so a successful campaign requires knowing your audience and adapting to their concerns, while also addressing community fears and accessibility. And this program really helped us strengthen community engagement, trust, and transparency, meanwhile benefiting multiple district departments. And while this type of data collection may be seen as costly or time-intensive, when it's done strategically, these insights deliver lasting value by positioning us as trusted experts and also preparing us to communicate strategically, clearly, proactively, and promote long-term program success. So lastly, I just want to give a huge thank you to our comms team for all the tremendous work that made this data collection possible. And thank you.